Can't make me.
This is my voice.
On TV.
Recording.
That's the one.
Recording. I'm recording. I am recording. Hey, everybody, check me out. I'm recording now. I'm going to scream and shout. I'm going to get down with my record. Everybody got Discord because I am singing a song and nobody likes no one singing along. So I'm just going to have to sit and scream and then everybody go and look at my peen.
What? This is a family show.
Nothing.
Family show.
Didn't like it.
What's
Yikes.
the matter? Didn't like it.
Mega Man shirt.
Is it a little pitchy?
I am recording.
Yeah.
Just
You wanna do it?
saying.
Want to do a clap? Well,
You're not the boss, CJ. I want to do a clap because I want to do a clap, not because you said it. Do you want to do a clap?
oh, is that how that goes?
Yes.
You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now.
Okay. Let's do it.
Yep.
3, 2, 1. We did it.
Do it to it.
It was perfectly on time.
I love it.
Yeah, you know what we're going to do this week?
I do not.
We're going to do another Out of the Park baseball giveaway thing.
Oh, good.
For people watching the live stream, that means as you're watching, if something comes up on the show you think could make a good show title, tweet that to us at P1 Podcast, and you could win a code.
Hashtag, I believe the phrase I am quoting will make a good episode title for this week's show.
Uh-huh.
Make sure you hashtag it.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure which codes we're going to get this week, so
Oh, really?
it's a bit of a we haven't received codes for this week, but I'm gonna say anyway that we'll do it.
Give away codes anyway.
Because Rich is good for it, right?
You know
It's
what?
Rich Grisham.
You know what? We'll give away a Switch too. Why not?
No,
I don't
no,
have one to give away, but
We're not doing that.
CJ's got one to give away.
No.
CJ's got a Switch.
I
got two.
have a Switch. I have.
Let's see. What do we see?
Switches, yeah.
What do we see in
He's
CJ?
got one to give away too. I mean, he's got multiples.
CJ's got. I see a whole mess of amiibos on CJ's
got-
desk. We're gonna give those.
yeah.
We're
I
gonna
got
give them.
some amiibos, but those are staying here.
I see a
Those are staying-
Bumblebee statue. We're gonna give away. I see a Data the monkey. We're gonna give away this week. Everything must
Not
go in
entirely.
CJ's nerd room.
Everything
entirely.
must go.
But for the Out of the Park baseball stuff, keys are
Yeah.
being provided as a courtesy of Out of the
Mhm.
Park Developments, makers of Out of the Park Baseball 18 and MLB Manager 2017. Out of the Park 18, of course, is the new version of the 2016 Metacritic PC Game of the Year. Can be found right now for $39.99 on Steam or directly from the Out of the Park website. And MLB Manager 2017 can be found for $4.99 on the iOS App Store or Google Play. That's cheap.
Goodness
It is cheap.
gracious.
Yes.
What does Sam Raimi think?
Why? I think it's a bargain at 3 times the price. It'd be more of a bargain at half the price, but what can you expect? Kids
There you
gotta
go.
make their money these days.
There you go.
Be sure to see my new film. What's a movie that's coming out?
We're too
No, I
old.
don't-
We're
I
too
don't
old for
keep
that.
up with the Hollywood news.
I mean, there's bound to be another Transformers.
There is
yeah.
another Transformers coming out.
Yeah,
God, it looks stupid.
well, as opposed to the.
I know. I
Yeah.
still get upset.
I know.
I saw Ghost in the Shell.
Ooh,
I'm sorry.
did you lose a bet?
Kind of boring.
Yeah.
I have no interest in that movie. I have no interest.
I was a big
I
fan
like-
of the
I like
anime
Scarlett
back in the day.
Johansson. I am a fan of Scarlett Johansson.
Mhm.
I think she was miscast. I just don't. I look at footage of that and she doesn't fit with the movie, the character. I don't like it.
Because she's not Japanese, or
I think that's part of it. Yeah.
No.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just curious why you.
I just don't think she fits. I don't know.
No. No.
Yeah.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Opinion.
This movie review brought to you by Out of the Park Baseball.
That's right.
Be sure to see my new film, The Haunted Shell, starring Bruce Campbell as Scarlett Joseph, the secret ghost who lives in a shell. Will she get out of the shell? Who knows? Maybe. Maybe she won't. But beware, because the planet's crawling with Spider-Men. Cybernetics
From beyond the moon.
From beyond the moon.
There you go.
Past the stars and straight on to morning. Ooh.
You do a really great Alan Tudyk.
Have some candy.
Alan Tudyk does Sam Raimi by Phil Theobald.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Should we do this thing?
Yeah, he's the robot in Rogue One.
And
You know that?
iRobot.
Oh, geez. Yeah, he is the iRobot robot, isn't he?
Mhm.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Uh,
You know have you seen the film I Am a Robot? starring Billy Smith?
Billy
Smith.
Smith.
wow.
He played the dope prince on the television. His life got turned all around from playing basketball to being a superstar.
Uh-huh.
He has money, money, money with his rich Uncle Shredder.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to episode 544 of the Player One Podcast for Tuesday, April 11th, 2017. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. With me today, all the way from Canada, is a guy who's not on Antiques Roadshow this week, Mr. Greg Seward. Hello.
That's right. I was robbed. I should have been on Antiques Roadshow.
Yeah, with your Sega CD collection.
Damn right. That's got to be worth something.
These are antiques now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Games? Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Why not?
And joining me from the great state of California, Mr. Phil Theobald. Hello.
Greetings.
Salutations.
Yeah, whatever.
Etc.
Don't patronize me.
What?
You heard me.
Why gotta be like that? Why gotta be like that?
Because I'm in a cranky mood.
Oh, jeez.
I'm in a cranky mood. You want to know why?
Why is that?
Bladderstone.
Again?
I'm in the middle of passing it right now.
Maybe you should
Oh,
stop drinking all that diet soda.
No, that was a gallstone before.
The Coke
Okay.
Zero.
Gallstone before. I have a bedpan right under my desk here, and I'm in the process of trying to pass it as we
Oh.
record.
Really?
No, that everything about that was a lie. I don't have a bladder stone.
Uh-huh.
I'm not cranky. I guess I am urinating while we talk right now, but other than that, everything else.
But
was
he's
a
not
lie.
catching it in anything.
Right.
Well, why? Why would I want to dirty up a bedpan?
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Perfectly good bedpan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
things aren't cheap.
I've heard.
Yes.
So Ethan not with us this week.
Nope. He's on a trip,
He is on a trip. Yeah.
and that's that.
Indeed. Mike also not with us, but guess what? Mike Phillips is on the Antiques Roadshow.
Now,
When he
Now,
tweeted
I
that
knew-
out.
I knew Mike Phillips was old,
Yeah, really.
but I
We
didn't
all
realize
find out what Mike is worth.
I didn't realize
Now
he
we
was
know.
that old. Yeah.
Yeah. Moneybags Phillips.
Rich Uncle Mike.
See, he left this show and retired. That's
Yep.
Yep.
So Mike
So-
Phillips was on Antiques Roadshow.
yes. He tweeted out a link that had it seemed like it was the entirety of his appearance on the show on that clip.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was pretty sweet. I'll link to it in the show notes. People who have been missing Mike Phillips. Yeah, I got your daily dose
Yeah.
right here.
There was something, what was it? Like his dad,
Something his dad was the contractor on was the Spiral Jetty.
the Spiral
Yes.
Jetty in the
Utah.
in the Great
Yep.
Salt Lake.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. And he had the original blueprints, design documents.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
the
The
a lot of the-
contract.
Yeah, the contract, and yes, and this is like a sculpture. It's a work of art, and so it's he went
It's a
on there
bona
to
fide
see
thing.
how much it was for.
That's right.
And well, let's not spoil it.
Let's not spoil it. No,
But it's
people should
worth
watch it.
it's worth a couple $2-3.
Let's just say Mike. Let's just say Mike
Right,
doesn't
James.
have to work for at least the next 2 weeks.
That's right. All right.
Yes.
Should we talk about some news?
Mm.
Some video
That
game
depends.
news?
What company is it about?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Persona 5. I don't think any of us picked it up except for Ethan, right?
And he
Yeah.
and he's already complained about not ever going to play it because he
Being
can't take
Tethered
it on
to
the
the
go.
television. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But Atlas has a streaming policy for Persona 5
Yeah.
that
And that policy is don't stream.
that policy is basically don't stream it, but if you have to, here's a whole bunch of rules for you.
Yeah.
If you have to.
Yeah.
if you feel
must.
like you need to.
If you must.
Yeah, and it was funny. I saw somebody tweet out a picture of Twitch.
Oh yeah, I
It had
saw
like
that.
all the thumbnails of people who were trying to stream directly from the PS4, and of course, Atlas is blocked. Basically, all of Persona 5 is a blocked scene. So you
Yeah.
have like all these like PlayStation blue screens saying that it's a blocked screen.
Yep.
So
I think though it's funny because like the thing that everyone's getting worked up about on the internet is just the way Atlas said this.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
So like it goes through and they have a note on Persona 5 and streaming on their website, and I mean, you know, it's all pretty straightforward. Post however many additional videos you like. They're trying to avoid spoilers is what they're trying to do.
yeah,
Please limit video content through the in-game date of 7/7. So they don't want you to go any further than that in game. But in the final paragraph, it says this being a Japanese title with single playthrough story means our masters in Japan are very wary about it. Sharing is currently blocked through the native PS4 UI. However, if you do plan on streaming, video guidelines above apply except length. If you have to stream past 77, parentheses, caps, all caps, I highly recommend not doing this. You have been warned.
Mm.
Close parentheses. You do so at the risk of being issued a content ID claim or worse, a channel strike / account suspension.
they're serious.
Yeah.
They're serious
But
about
it's
this.
extremely aggressive.
Oh yeah.
You
have
remember-
been warned.
And that's
You
what-
remember
I mean-
though, like early 2000s.
Oh yeah,
Square
Square
Enix.
did this all the time.
Yeah.
With
Square
Mac-
Enix wanted us to publish, like with every screenshot that we showed of their games, a
Yeah.
copyright line.
Yeah.
And
Well, and further to that, I remember working when I was doing the Gaming Age thing. Square would send games like betas and reviewables to you, and you weren't allowed to show screenshots past certain points, even
Sure.
though those games have been out in Japan for like a year already.
No.
right, exactly.
But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, even companies like Nintendo with Breath of the Wild were before release saying that people could only stream the first 2 hours or whatever. Like
Yeah.
for reviewers, I think that's one thing. When it extends into the general public, like
Yeah,
it
that-
is with this, it becomes an entirely different thing.
Double Fine did that too, actually, with the Double Fine adventure became.
Broken
Oh, yeah?
Age.
They tried that as well. I think they
Yeah.
relented pretty quickly, but at first they tried that.
It's pretty impossible to do.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
yeah.
So anyway, it's
I think
Yeah.
what it is they just don't realize how much streaming a game can actually help a game.
Right.
I don't know that there is going to be anybody who will watch a playthrough of Persona 5. I mean, maybe there would be from beginning to end on YouTube, right?
my
Like-
opinion would be I don't know anybody who would watch a stream of Persona 5 from beginning to end who would have gone out and bought the game.
Well, that's true.
If
Yeah.
they're gonna buy it, they're gonna buy it. That is not gonna change their mind.
No.
Right. Exactly. And why would you block something like that when streaming has become such an integral part of how publishers market games these days?
Right.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah,
And I get
that's just not going to
they're
change.
like, it's a narrative game, and yeah, you don't want to
Sure.
spoil anything. I get that, but I mean, you got to get with the times. The kids are
Yeah.
streaming games. This is how a lot of people decide what games they're going to buy. They watch somebody stream it,
Yep.
and it's not even. Yeah, this is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's just a weird,
It's a weird policy. You're not going to stop the internet, right? You're not going to stop people from the internet doing what they're going to do. I don't know if you remember back when we used to have a problem on EGM with websites scanning our screenshots
Oh,
of
yeah.
our exclusives.
Right.
And for about a month or two, some people thought it would be a really good idea to put an EGM watermark on screenshots in the magazine,
Mhm.
as if that's going to stop anybody from
Yeah.
doing what they're going to do, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's a very old school approach because before
Yeah.
before the internet issue, it would have been someone publishing your screenshots in another magazine that they were making money off of,
Well, that's
Yeah.
true too.
and that would have been
That's true, too.
a thing, right? Like that. Yeah, that would have been more effective. But yeah.
Well,
Anyway, it's silly. The whole thing's silly.
it's silly.
Yes, it is.
And apparently there was some kind of worry that Puyo Puyo Tetris was going to fall under the same kind of streaming guidelines,
Ruin that
Because-
Puyo Puyo Tetris story.
because it apparently did when Puyo Puyo Tetris came out in Japan. It had a similar like streaming thing going on, but
Wow.
I think Atlas has or Sega has come out and said there will be no streaming restrictions on Puyo Puyo Tetris.
That's good.
So you can stream Puyo Puyo Tetris as much as
Thank goodness.
Persona 5, not so much.
Wow.
So
Okay then.
there's that.
Thank
I don't
God
think
that's taken care of.
I don't think any of us were planning on picking it up. So
I'd like
Oh,
to,
wow.
but I mean, I don't really have the cash to do that right now. Although I will tell you, this month I am planning on picking up, what is it? The Monster World Dragon's Trap.
Oh yeah.
Dragon's Trap remake looks so good.
Yeah.
Wonder Boy
something
Dragon's
like,
Trap.
a
Yes,
week or
the Wonder
two
Boy
away,
game.
right?
The 18th comes out on the 18th. PS4, Xbox One, and Switch.
I will pick that up.
Excellent.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Did you hear that the Jack and Daxter PS2 games are coming out
Mm.
on PlayStation 4?
I did.
That's pretty cool.
I guess so. I can never get into Jack and
I
Daxter.
have no,
No?
I have no nostalgia for Jack and Daxter.
No. Never
At
got
all.
into it.
Really? Okay.
Nope.
I
I
liked
was
the
really crazy about- I was really crazy about Ratchet and Clank. Really crazy about Sly Cooper.
Yeah.
Jack and Daxter,
Hmm.
not so much.
I really liked the first two games, even though the second game, I'm not sure how well that one has aged. That one was sort of like an open world.
And it was like extra
GTAs.
freaking hard.
It was extra hard, yeah.
Hmm.
So I enjoyed it when I reviewed it for EGM. I finished that game all the way through, but yeah, not sure how it would hold up today.
Hmm.
Anyway, let's move right
Anywho.
along to the reveal last week by Digital Foundry of the specifications for
Specificity.
Microsoft's Xbox Scorpio.
Let's
I'll put our Xbox hats on here, ready to go.
Oh.
Did you actually put on? I was waiting for you to put on an Xbox hat.
I have an Xbox hat.
Oh, there it is.
Do you-
I was watching
see
the
it?
YouTube
Ah,
stream. I was behind.
that's weird.
Yeah. I don't know what to
CJ's
make of
been
this.
bought and sold.
I read the article.
Mm-hmm.
I heard
It sounds impressive.
I saw all of the teraflops, all of the transistors being noted by Digital Foundry.
Terrors
Mhm.
were flopped. Yep.
Yep. And I saw that they watched a Forza demo
Yes.
that apparently looked very good. And, Forza looks great even on Xbox 360. Like, I have no.
Well,
No,
that's being a little bit reductive, I think. But
Right. But it looks
yeah,
great on the Xbox
sure.
One.
yeah.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it was very impressive. It was running at a rock solid frame rate. Had all the bells and whistles turned on. So one of the articles I read made a really good point about that, though, is that if anything was going to look good on this system, that engine would be the one, because that is one of the best optimized engines on current gen consoles anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, like you say, it looks and runs great on an Xbox One now. But I mean, there were some interesting bits and pieces in there about being able to take advantage of the power of the system with all previous games, and things like that. It sounds really like a really impressive system.
It definitely does. Sounds expensive.
I can't bring myself to
expensive.
care about it right now, but
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this in the last couple of weeks on the show. Like, for me, I really don't care about the specs. I only care about what game content is going to come out for it, right?
No.
Because I don't have a 4K television,
right.
And in general, I don't care that much about visuals.
Mm-hmm.
I care much more that it is a game worth playing, fun to play, etc., than how good it looks.
I think it really points to I don't know. There's a lot of weirdness with this. I mean, I do care about specs. I do care about how things look. And I mean, the way that the system works, apparently, like when it takes the 4K image and it'll actually downsample it or super sample it or something, whatever they called it, to your 1080p television, and it creates an absolutely gorgeous picture, apparently. Which is awesome. That's great. But for me, what it is, and we've talked about this on the show in the past few weeks as well, and especially where we've just had a Nintendo console launch, I can't get, there's nothing to get excited over. Now, maybe E3 is going to change that. But, like when a new console from Nintendo comes out, and I think people are going to feel this like this is kind of ironic. It's me saying this. But a new console from Nintendo comes out, and hey, there's a new Zelda to get excited about. There's a new Mario to get excited about. Like there are a lot of these games that they're worth getting excited about. And we've talked about this again in the previous, even last week, saying like, what's Microsoft got? Halo and Forza and what else are not enough anymore, right? Gears, like nobody wants it. They can't launch it with Gears 4, Gears 5, or a Halo 6, or it's not going to be as exciting.
Yeah.
So,
and they still have the potential problem of the Scorpio just being an extension of Xbox One, and you have a lot of people who already have an Xbox One, and you're going to have to convince them to buy a new console. Or, to me, the real question is the Scorpio going to be enough to get PlayStation 4 players over to Xbox? Like, that's the real hurdle.
Not without the games.
Yeah, not without the games.
That's the big deal.
And then the question to me becomes, what do your multi-platform games look like on this thing?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, a game from a Microsoft first party, or a second party game like Forza is going to look amazing. Halo is going to look amazing. I have no question about that. But when you start talking about third party games, how much better are we talking about over even the PS4 Pro?
Right. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, is it a real leap?
Yeah.
And is it easy for third parties to make it a real leap? Or will it be more of we build this on the PS4 and port it to the Xbox One Scorpio, and it looks the same?
Well, then the other question becomes, for Scorpio games, okay, are all of the high-res textures on the 4K textures on the disc? Or is this going to bring along with it a new type of download where you have to download the 4K assets separately?
Oh, that's an interesting thought. Yeah. I would think they'd be on the disc, but yeah, I don't know.
I would think so too, but yeah, I'm not sure.
But yeah, I think for me, also the other thing that me as an early adopter normally would get excited over a game console launch, where this is iterative. I'm with you. I don't have a 4K TV. There's no reason to care right now.
Right.
If you've already got the system, if you're already, like we said last week, if you're already in that ecosystem, if you're a real tech head,
you have the ability to play. You have the ability to play whatever game is going to be exclusive
Right.
already on your Xbox One. You don't have to buy. You don't have
Right.
to plunk down $400 or $500 more.
And it already
to
takes advantage
play
of the
it.
television I've got, the setup I've got. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, like for me, the next time I'll want to buy another Xbox is the next version of the system that comes out. As soon as they tell me that my Xbox One games are no longer going to work on the
Right.
new system, or they'll be making games that I should say for the new system that will no longer work on my original Xbox
older.
One, then I'll move up. You know, I usually move up on my phone. I usually move up every 2 generations as well, and that's probably what I'm going to end up doing here now that we're in the world of iterative consoles.
Yeah, right.
Well, this is especially strange because they have the One S, right, which has has
True.
4K visuals, has HDR gaming already.
That's a good
So then, what is the leap from that point to Scorpio? And then the other question is, how do you advertise that to people? Because
Yep.
if you have a 1080p television and you're watching an Xbox Scorpio commercial, are you going to notice what the differences are? And this sort of hit me as maybe it's bad that video game publishers, AAA publishers, have been using cutscenes to advertise video games over the past like 15 years, because now the visuals are probably going to be as good or better than the cutscenes we've been seeing, but you won't be able to like notice the leap as much, right?
Yeah. But again, it's going to make E3 even more interesting because they've got to have
Definitely.
they've got to have something.
Oh yeah.
Even if it's that they've gone to Activision and said like Call of Duty is going to have some major new feature that you can only use on the Scorpio, which I think would be a terrible idea.
Yeah.
But it could drive sales. Like, yeah.
But they have done, I mean, they did that for Xbox One, right? There have been a couple of games that offered exclusive DLC or early access to DLC.
Right. But I think but the difference there is that before that only negatively affected people who own the other console. What I'm saying is if they did something like that with the Scorpio, it would actually negatively affect people who own their consoles. Right? Like the S and the Xbox One and the Xbox One S. If it's something it's exclusive to the Scorpio, does that leave One and One S customers out in the cold?
Oh.
Right? Like that's kind of what they've set up here.
I would assume they would not do that.
No, I would assume so as well, but I'm just saying that's one of the reasons why I think they can't.
Right. And we already know Destiny 2 is going to have exclusive content on PlayStation 4 for the next year at least. So, yeah. What where do you go? Where do you go from there? It's definitely going to be a super interesting E3. I hope they have exclusives lined up.
They have to.
I mean, they have to.
They definitely have to.
Whether it's like second party stuff or what. And I think we said on the show last week that Crackdown 3 and Sea of Thieves, which are, still left to be released out of the Microsoft exclusives that we've known about, just aren't enough.
Oh no.
Even if you add Halo on top of that, that's not enough. And actually, I thought 2016 for the Xbox was a really strong year. Like, I think even in the past 3 years, I think Microsoft has had some good exclusives. They just haven't been enough.
Selling.
They haven't been selling for whatever reason.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah.
And I guess also we should say that it's not like the Xbox brand is as bad as the Wii U. Like it's not a failed platform. The Xbox One is still doing very well. It's only sold half of what the PS4 has, but that's still doing pretty good in the grand scheme of things, right? But if they bring out Scorpio, is it going to be enough to turn the tide even more, get more people over? An interesting thing I thought about over the last week was, okay, they introduce a new top end with the Scorpio. They could lower the price of the Xbox One S even more and get people in on the ground floor, so to speak, and then upsell them on the Scorpio later.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how successful that'll be though. Like that's a pretty risky move.
Feels like a long-term plan, and you got to think that they'll actually have another console out before that would really be effective.
No.
Yeah. And we're already 4 years into this console cycle, right?
That does not feel like it's been 4 years.
No,
I don't know why, but it doesn't feel like it.
It really doesn't.
No.
I guess it's just because the last generation went so long. It went like 7 years, right? The last gen, it was 2006 that it really started.
Yeah,
360.
2006
Yeah.
to 2013.
So yeah, so I mean, yeah, that was a long cycle.
But it seems like we're going to have that long cycle again.
I guess
time
if you
around.
don't count the iterative consoles, yes. If you
Yeah.
want to count them, like I don't know, it gets fuzzy. Like the S, I could see, like okay, that's sort of the upgrade. Yeah, great. But the Scorpio, kind of feels like a new console. Not really. I don't know. That's one of the things that's going to be so confusing about the marketing. Same with the Pro. I don't think the Pro was really easy to differentiate if you didn't know what it was going in.
Right. Or if it didn't have a note on the screen that said visuals are from the PS4 Pro. Like,
Right.
how would you really discern? Like, I think there are people who, and Digital Foundry's mere existence sort of proves the fact that people care about 60 frames a second and, true 4K visuals.
For sure.
But if you show that to somebody whose eyes are not trained, are they going to care?
Right.
I don't know. We're going to find out at E3.
Yep.
It did seem like, so the Digital Foundry article seemed to think that Scorpio was a lot further along than they had thought. So maybe an early release in the fall it would actually happen. And they also noted that the external look of the hardware is going to be revealed at E3, and it's different in some way.
Yeah. I really hope they go for the Apple Pro spiral or cylinder look. I think it'd be great. Let's do it.
The trash can look.
I just wanted it to look like. I just wanted to look like one of those bladeless fans you can buy.
Oh, jeez.
It'll look like a miniature version of the original Xbox that they debuted at CES all those years ago.
You see, there's a Genesis Mini coming out.
Yeah,
What?
but it's made by At Games.
Yeah,
So,
it's funny because everyone's bringing it up and saying, "Oh, is this the answer to the NES Classics?" Like, no, it isn't.
No,
Because the
that
At
was
Game
my
logo's
game.
on it, so no, it's
no,
the lack of HDMI support was not the problem with those consoles.
no,
it was
not.
the emulation.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they're going to redo it though.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, it seems like a.
Although that being said, I would probably end up grabbing one just because it's a little miniature Genesis. I'll never use it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's adorable.
I haven't seen a picture of it. Does it look like the Genesis?
It looks
then,
like a
just
Genesis.
smaller?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's got a full-size cartridge slot on it, I think, though.
Oh shit.
Because that's one of their things too, is that their systems play cartridges, I believe. They just don't play them well.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, should we talk about what we've been playing then?
Why not?
Sure.
Let's do it. Greg, what do you
Yo,
got for us?
I played a bit more Zelda. I am on my third Divine Beast
Already?
right now.
Oh.
Man.
Yeah,
Are you mainline? You're just straight. You're going in as straight a line as possible.
not really, but it's kind of like, once I get drawn into those Divine Beast quests, I go right through them, and then I'm in the Gerudo Desert right now, so
Yeah.
I'm going through that, and then I'll sort of clean up for a while, and then move on to probably the northwestern part of the map.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm in that Divine Beast, fighting the boss in there, realizing that I really just need to escape and go find myself a wooden shield, which is infuriating as hell. But yeah, I'm look at the Gerudo Desert area is really cool, I have to say.
I love that. That's my favorite area of the game.
They yeah, I mean,
Great.
I don't know that I love the game. Like, I don't know that I love it based on gameplay as much as they just did a spectacular job with the visuals in that area.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, they really created a believable desert area, and like when you climb up there's just a lot of things to like about it. I love that in the daytime you want to wear like heat resistant clothing, but at night it actually gets so cold that it's good to wear, warm clothing and things like that. Just little things like that. There's a lot of really nice touches in that area. I would agree that so far it's my favorite area of the game.
Now, without spoiling anything,
Mhm.
did you do the the stealth mission in that? You had to have, I guess, for
I
for where you
did,
are.
and the first time I got into it, I was like, but I think I was trying to play it too much like a I was just playing it wrong, for lack of a
Yeah.
better term. I was really trying to sneak up behind those guys and kill every one of them.
Uh-huh.
And I really, after doing that twice, I realized like, no, this is stupid. Like, I don't need to even interact with most of these guys.
Yeah.
I do love, and again, I don't want to spoil, but I do love how it filled out and explained that group of people
Yes.
and really turned them into comic relief because
Yes.
they kind of were already, but you
Yeah.
kind of like brilliant. I think brilliant translation on the part of the Treehouse, because they were kind of funny, but you always sort of thought like, is that just somebody being cute with translation, or like? But then when you actually get into that area, yeah, it was just. I really love that whole section. Actually, I really thought was like, oh god, stealth mission. I'm gonna want to murder myself.
I thought that
but then
too.
It's like, but then I only had to try it like 3 times to get through it, and it was a lot of fun, and it was very memorable, and so I really really liked it a lot.
I only had to do that area twice, and I had some stealth food and stealth elixirs with me that I think helped a little bit. I'm not sure exactly how much they helped, but that was the area of the game where when I tried to save spam in that area, thinking that I could
doesn't really work.
And they tell you can't save in that area.
Which again, I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of them changing rules like that in specific areas. But
I'm okay with that.
It would have ruined that mission. It would have ruined that mission.
It would have ruined the mission, exactly.
Okay.
There are at least 2 areas that I know of where you can't save.
But yeah, there was some cool missions around there. There's some cool shrine missions. I really loved the one that was based on the shadow of the tower, the ancient tower. I don't know if you did that one. That was kind of cool.
Yes, I did. I think I've done that one
where the shadow points at a certain area.
Yeah,
and it lights up. And but yeah, no, I really dug a lot of that area.
How far are you, Phil? You're still kind of 15 hours in, according to your.
Yeah, I put that aside because Lego City Undercover came out, so I have not made any more progress.
Okay, Lego City Undercover.
Lego City Undercover.
God.
So I need to get back into Zelda. But yeah, so I still have not beaten my first Divine Beast yet.
Wow.
Okay. I really like the run-ups to the Divine Beasts. Like, I feel like in each area, there's enough going on there. I know people complain about the Divine Beasts as being like a dungeon.
They're anticlimactic.
A dungeon with no enemies, and they're anticlimactic. I get that, but to me, I count the whole run-up as that dungeon area. And in at least 2 or 3 cases, the run-up is really a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that I've said it before too. Like, those sections are the best parts of the game.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And when I say that, yeah, I mean what you say. Like, as soon as you've sort of gotten into the gravity of that area, I just tend to like everything surrounding it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, what else you got?
So I've been playing another game called Beggar Prince, which is another old Genesis game.
Oh.
So this was an old Chinese RPG, which was I think the English translation of the title was The New Prince and the Pauper. So it was released by a company called C&E Inc. in 1996, was unlicensed. And a group in the US, I believe, called Super Fighter Team picked up the rights to it back in the early 2000s and translated it, fixed some bugs, and then launched it here, as it was like the first commercially available game for the Genesis since 1998 at that point. It was launched in 2006, I believe, or 2005. And it was sort of it was the spearhead of this whole thing that you see now, where like you have things like Pure Solar, and you just have a bunch of like packaged retro games that happen now that you can, some of them are just translations of old games. that were never came here, and then some of them are actually completely new original titles. Beggar Prince was one of the first of those. It was one of the ones that proved that was actually a viable market. So I had pre-ordered the latest print probably a year and a half ago, and happened to, the reason I bring this up because it was great customer service. So happened to get a message around Christmas time that they'd finally been shipping them, but I didn't get a specific shipping notice. I just got a general notice that, hey, the print run is done. We're shipping them. And I honestly, the craziness of Christmas, I kind of forgot about it. So I was on the Sega16.com boards, and people were talking about had they just started receiving their copies. It's like, yeah, mine hasn't shown up yet. That kind of sucks. And went for a couple weeks, and it still hadn't shown up. So I finally actually posted on the board, like, who can I contact, because I still haven't got a copy, and I'm kind of worried here because I paid for it ages ago. And I think it's the owner, Brandon, reached out immediately and was like, you should have gotten that. Here's the number that was tracking. And it's like, but it shows that it was never delivered. It was never returned to them. God knows what happened to it. So he put a new one in the mail that day.
Oh, wow.
And it showed up
Nice.
pretty quick.
All right.
So thank you very much for that, Super Fighter team. Great customer service. That's why I wanted to point it out. The game itself is actually pretty neat. I honestly went into it thinking that this is going to kind of suck. It's definitely got that old school RPG. You can only walk about like a 10-step radius around the opening town because you'll die otherwise. For the first hour, so you got to grind a little bit. But it's got this very it feels like very inspired by Lunar battle system. Not so much the motion, sort of setting up where your characters are going to run to, but it just sort of has that same vibe. It's got decent music. It's a pretty good translation. I really enjoyed it. I streamed it for about an hour and a half last week on my Twitch channel, and I had a lot of fun with it.
They allowed that then, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Not had a copyright strike yet.
Okay. Well, we'll hope. Good luck to you on that.
So so it's a cool little game, and again, I just wanted to call out thank you to Brandon and to Super Fighter team because for responding so quickly and sending me my copy. I really, really appreciate that. So
Nice.
very cool little game.
Nice.
All righty.
That's it.
Phil,
Yes.
what do you got?
I got Lego City.
What you
Lego
want?
City.
I got a bit of Legosity.
Speaking of old games,
You finished it on the Wii U, right?
I did.
And now you're replaying it.
I'm replaying it again. You know what? For quite some time, I have been
reliving it for the first time.
considering replaying it anyway. I was going to replay it on Wii U just because I have a great fondness for that game. I had such a blast playing through it, and I was going to play it again. And now I have a nice excuse. I can play through it on my Switch on the go.
Nice.
Yes.
Are you playing co-op with your son at all?
No, he's no.
Yeah,
good
playing
at
with
this
kids sucks.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm not playing it with him. Although he has been watching me play, so he's been getting into it. But yeah, he gets a little frustrated playing the Lego games just because when you get to like the puzzle elements and stuff like that.
Yep.
He likes like something like Skylanders where it's just running around and
No puzzle solving.
hacking monsters and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I've been playing through Lego City Undercover again. I am.
Well,
having
apparently the
a blast
load
with it.
times are not really all that fixed.
Well, I mean,
from
they're
the Wii
better.
U version.
They're better than they were, which means that they only take 10 minutes as opposed to 20.
Right. I saw
No,
I saw a video on the internet where they were only like 7 seconds better.
Yeah, they're not much
So.
better, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But
To me, who cares? The game is great.
the game is great.
is
Did
so
you-
funny and awesome. And I did finish the Wii U version back in the day,
yeah.
and I loved it. And I don't think I'm going to get it on Switch though, just because I already
Did
finished
you-
it on Wii U.
I
Don't really want to.
understand. And you certainly would never pay for a game twice.
Well, I am paying for a game twice when Mario Kart 8 comes out.
Oh, of course.
So I'm only trying to do that once per month, you see.
And when
God, I wish
Splatoon
there were
2
new
comes out.
tracks.
Splatoon 2 is an entirely new game. I'll have you know.
Hi, so into Lego City Undercover am I that I actually went out and picked up the Lego City, the new Lego set that comes with a new little Chase McCain minifigure right there.
Nice.
Yeah, so I got Chase
I
in his
like that.
new.
So-
Jesus, just his microphone. I'm
so you're
spinning.
playing
I
Lego
haven't
City
tried-
Undercover for real.
IRL.
IRL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For those not watching the stream, I have a Lego helicopter here. That's the rotor is what you heard hitting my microphone just now. I'll just put that right down so I don't.
Yeah. You have to specify that it was the rotor and not something else. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what it wasn't.
What?
The propeller.
Well, there you go.
Right.
Because helicopters
Yes.
don't have propellers.
Propellers, no.
See that? Just
All right
that?
then.
It's,
Wow,
that's some of that book learning for you.
That's right.
That's why people come to
pretty
the
good.
Player One podcast.
Yeah. But
So is there anything new? Any
well,
is there
I mean,
any-
obviously the co-op mode is new.
yeah,
They
yeah.
added co-op mode, but
You said,
as far as
you said you're not going to do that, and
Yeah.
it appears that it's like forced split screen. It's not like the Lego games.
Oh, not the
Uh,
more like naturally split screen.
That's right. Yeah, it doesn't
okay.
combine at all.
Yeah, as far as actual in-game content goes, I heard there might be some new like characters you can unlock, like costumes and things like that, but
Yeah.
it's the same game. It's
Okay.
functionally it is the same game. It's like I said, just a chance for me to replay it again, and I would imagine a chance for most people to play it for the first time, given the Wii U sales numbers.
If people haven't played this game, I mean, if the idea of a Lego GTA style game has any appeal to you whatsoever, in fact, one that makes like a lot of really fun pop culture references,
And it's a funny game too.
it's a really funny game.
And not just like pop culture reference funny,
No,
but actual
no.
like
Like really funny.
there's actual like written jokes that are funny in this game and good characters.
Frank Honey.
Frank Honey. Forgot how much I loved Frank Honey, but yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's just a great game.
yeah.
And it is available on PS4, Xbox One, and Switch.
And Steam.
And Steam. And it is well worth playing. It is
Yeah.
the secret best Lego game.
I
It's
agree.
Really.
It's really
Really fun.
terrible. Don't play
No,
it.
it is
Boring.
not.
Have you?
This guy doesn't know.
you
Yeah, I
haven't-
remember playing it. Yes, I played it.
What?
Yes.
This
We had a
guy.
big
Are you a
conversation
humorless
about this on the-
monster, sir?
On the it's such a mediocre game.
I don't get it.
I don't get that.
I don't get. I don't.
I
I
had
usually
such
agree
fun
with
with it.
Greg on most things, but this is one area where we part ways.
Mm.
Lego City Undercover is tons of funs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
truly
Yeah.
is.
yeah. You're making me side with CJ here, Greg.
I'm sorry.
Why do
That
you do this?
that is the true tragedy here. That
Because
is-
you are
That is the definition of the Legosity right there.
history's greatest monster here, making me have to agree.
right.
Yeah, but there we go. There we go.
I'm surprised you guys hadn't played Parappa the Rapper Remastered.
Oh, geez,
Yeah, I
I played
figured Phil
Parappa
would
the
know
Rapper
about it.
Remastered. Jeez,
Yeah.
I've just been so engrossed in Legosity these past couple days. I actually finished Parappa the
you
Rapper
finished it.
Remastered.
Okay.
Of course I did.
Yeah,
Of course I
I've
did. I
I've
mean,
played
it's-
up to Cheap Cheap,
and then you got stuck.
I got stuck. I'll tell you what, like I've gotten pretty close, and then the part that gets me are like the last two lines, and then I'm at bad, so I can't pass
Yeah.
the stage. It's ridiculous.
Took me a couple tries to get past Cheap.
I think the game really suffers from TV lag.
Yeah, I was curious about that. That's one of the reasons why I didn't want to buy it, is because I've tried to play my old copy, and there's just enough lag
Yeah,
on my TV that it's like I can't get the timing right on this. Like,
I didn't notice any lag.
really?
I mean, I plowed
Mm.
through. Cheap was the only stage I was not able to beat on the first try,
yeah.
Okay.
and
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one that's given me.
And
None of the others so far have. The other three have given me.
quite honestly,
Problems.
when I played the PS1 version back in the day, Cheap stage was the one that
Tough
gave
as
me
well.
the most trouble.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
So I don't know. I did not experience any sort of noticeable lag. So I don't know. And then I replayed the Chop stage and was able to get Rappin' Cool pretty quickly.
Okay.
So
I mean, I played through Parappa 2
Right.
like 2 years ago whenever it came out on the PS4 with no problems whatsoever. Felt no lag whatsoever. It was perfectly fine. This is caused me some problems. And it isn't, I mean, when you press the button to do the thing, it's like
I believe it's called rapping.
to rap cool.
Right.
It says the line like just a split second later, like it doesn't sound like you're doing it right.
I don't know.
TV.
I don't know.
Maybe it's me.
Maybe it's
but
just me.
It could be.
But I yeah, like I said, didn't have any problems. Plowed
Okay.
right through it. I do need to play through it again now and try and because I was able to activate Rappin' Cool
Mhm.
on Chop stage, but I was not able to maintain it to completion, which that's we're all getting older now.
Yeah, it's a problem us oldsters have. for Sure.
Yeah. But
Mhm.
so I need to play through because I want to try and get Rappin' Cool on each of those stages because you get trophies for it.
Yeah,
know,
you do.
You get trophies.
Yeah. The visuals look awesome. They
Oh, it's a beautiful
didn't
game.
really
Yeah.
do anything much to the cinematics. It looks like
Right.
they applied that filter they do with retro games to like make it look like Vaseline has been smeared
Yeah.
over the
Yeah.
camera lens. It looks
Yeah.
like they did a little bit of that with those cinematics.
Just with the cinemas. Yeah.
Yeah, just with the cinematics.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like those really have been touched at all. But the gameplay visuals are much, much better. Of
Yeah,
course,
it's beautiful looking.
They
Yeah.
look great. So
Super crisp. Super crisp.
I hope they do I'm Jammer Lammy as well.
Oh, I really hope
because
so. It's a better
that was
game.
a fantastic game. Yeah, it is. It is a better game.
It's a better game than Parappa.
Yeah,
And
I don't
Parappa's a
know.
great game.
Did you see the interview that Shu Yoshida did with Matsuura?
I didn't
no,
watch
no,
it.
no.
I saw it, but I didn't actually watch it.
Yeah, there's there's a video. It's about 2.5 minutes long, and then there's a text interview on the PlayStation blog that goes a little more in depth
Yeah.
about everything, and it's super interesting. I love that type of video content. I wish more publishers would do that type of stuff. It was too bad to me that the Parappa one was only like 2 minutes long. I wanted to watch the whole interview as a video and not just selections from it. But
Yeah.
but it's a cool interview. I wish more stuff like that would come out. So
True.
yes. So last week on this very show, we shut down Mr. Ethan Einhorn from talking about Has Been Heroes.
Yeah.
And I picked up Has Been Heroes
Of course, you did.
this week.
Yeah.
Because
The
of
physical version.
not the physical version. No, I downloaded it digitally. As
That's good.
I
So
want to do.
it's good to take a chance like that. So at least that way, if you don't like it, you can't get rid of it.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
No, I did what the kids these days normally do and watched a stream of Has Been Heroes first.
Oh, I thought you.
Well, if it got
Meant
spoiled,
you-
why would you buy it?
Yeah.
It didn't get it didn't get spoiled because I only watched up to the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this and give it a try.
Using self-control.
See how that works. Atlas?
You know what you should have done
What
is just pirated it.
Right.
That's what the kids are doing these days.
Yeah.
What?
It's just you
No,
can download. I don't know why people buy games. You can download them for free online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you do, Phil?
Most weekends I just go to Fry's Electronics and hang out in the video game section and loudly declare that over and over whenever someone walks by. I don't know why people buy these things.
Hotwares.com.
Just pirate them.
You just download them. No, you don't actually say pirate. You just say download.
Download that.
Yeah, you just
Pirating
download
is
'em.
against the law.
Yeah, you just download them. That's
Downloading
fine.
is free.
Download stuff all the time. Downloading is it's like getting the game for free. Fantastic.
Something like that.
And it's a victimless
But-
crime. That's the best part.
But Phil, I actually think you might
What?
like Has Been Heroes.
Really?
Yes, because you like Rogue Legacy, do you not?
I love Rogue Legacy.
You enjoy your
Rogue
roguelike.
Legacy has drifted into one of my favorite games of all time category. I love Rogue Legacy.
It is a very fine game. But yeah, Has Been Heroes is has not been getting great reviews. Its Metacritic is like
I think we covered that
60
last week.
something. Yeah. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. It is a roguelike and sort of a Plants vs. Zombies type thing where you have different rows that you have to like manage your hero's attacks on. And
Okay.
every time you attack, the game pauses and you can switch lanes. So you can basically like
So it's nothing at all like Rogue Legacy.
I was going to
nothing
say.
at all like Rogue Legacy.
So
That's
why
the
do you
fact that
think
I
Phil's gonna
love-
like this?
So I love you like Rogue Legacy, Phil. I bet you'd love this game that's absolutely nothing at all like it.
This is a roguelike RPG.
I couldn't.
So it's a rogue. It's a rogue unlike.
It's a rogue. I'm not saying that it's like Rogue
I'm
Legacy.
not. See, I'm not like. I like Rogue Legacy, but I don't. I'm not a sucker for every roguelike game.
Okay.
Like I tried and tried, but I could not get into Spelunky.
Me neither.
You know.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know. But,
Not a
but
big
go
fan
on.
of
Go
Fatal
ahead.
Labyrinth?
But anyway, so the combat in this game, you have 3 characters and they all have like a certain number of attacks that they can do. And you try to match up the number of attacks that your characters can do with the amount of stamina that each enemy in each lane has. And if you're able to like basically exactly equal the amount of stamina that an enemy has, you stun them. And then if you can hit them again, then you take their max stamina down 1. It's a really interesting concept. I think the UI in this game is really confusing, and it really has no tutorial to speak of, which I think probably is the reason why all of the reviews are really bad for this game. But I am having a lot of fun with it. My first couple times out, I didn't make it very far, and then I hopped on the NeoGAF topic for this game, and then the subreddit, which had a lot of great tips. And then I was able to do a run where I finished the second boss in the game. So the way that it's set up is it has like discrete maps, and the first time through you have to beat 2 maps to finish the story, and then it adds another map onto the end. So as you unlock things in the game, you when you find new spells and whatnot, it basically just gives you the description of those things. And when you restart the game, you are basically trying to get as successful a run as you possibly can all the way to the end of the game. So I've heard that you can do like 6 or 7 maps in a run. That would take a while, I think. But the fact that it's on Switch and in handheld mode makes this really accessible, really easy to play a little bit and then put down. So I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really fun. I think a lot of people have given it a raw deal in reviews. But anyway,
Well, there you go.
Somewhere Ethan is shedding a single tear. He's so proud of you right now.
yeah, it's definitely it's got problems, but and by no means is it a perfect game. But I am having a lot of fun with the gameplay.
Okay.
I also played Graceful Explosion Machine
Interested to hear about this.
a little bit.
So
I know
That's
nothing
a-
about it.
That's another Switch game, right?
It's another Switch game. That's right.
Yeah.
This one is a shooter that kind of has a Geometry Wars type score chase thing going with it. You have discrete levels, and you are trying to defeat enemy waves and keeping your multiplier up as much as you can. So you chain kills, and I'm really only at the very beginning of the game, but it is a very brightly colored shooter. The visuals kind of remind me of Pixel Junk Shooter for some reason.
Okay. I can see that.
But yeah, it's got a little bit of a Geometry Wars vibe with the score chasing stuff, and it's an enjoyable little game. I need to spend some more time with it. I've been trying to finish Blaster Master Zero, so I haven't spent as much time with Graceful Explosion Machine as I would have liked yet. But
Well, it's no Vroom in the Night Sky.
yeah,
Have you seen Vroom in the Night Sky?
I have seen Vroom in the Night Sky. Yeah, the very crappy looking
What's going on with Vroom in the Night Sky?
Japanese anime witch game or whatever.
Where they're riding motorcycles?
Yes.
Sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
Let's go. Have you not seen this game, Greg?
No.
Go to the eShop with
Mhm.
your Switch and watch the video for Vroom in the Night Sky. It looks like someone's first project in a video game design class.
My first Unity project.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And it's
I'm looking at it.
chock full of broken English.
Well,
even better.
apparently, so this came out as a launch title in Japan,
Right.
and then they you could buy it off the English store, of course, or the Japanese store, and it was in English, so you could play it in English on the Switch.
On Anglais.
Yes, and then
Wait.
they patched the English translation to be a little bit better, I guess.
Oh,
and
really?
released it here this week
Oh, wow.
officially. Yeah,
This is interesting.
That's weird.
it is weird. Yeah,
Yeah. Watch the video though on
I'm watching the
each-
one on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
It's
I guess they
All
played it on the Giant Bomb stream on Switch launch day.
I guess they don't have the Nintendo seal of quality anymore, so
That's not a thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I
I'm
guess
really
people-
far in Blaster Master Zero though now.
Oh, yeah?
I just entered Area 7.
Oh, geez.
How many areas
Yeah.
are there?
Well, one of the characters makes a comment that the final boss is probably in the next area, so I'm assuming 8.
Yeah, I believe there
Nice.
were 8 in the original game. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That is a really fun game. I'm
I'm
Yes,
looking
it
forward to
is.
playing it.
I did not play much of the original, but I am
Ah.
really enjoying Blaster Master Zero.
It's a good game.
Yeah.
They did a very good job with it.
They really did.
I know they did.
Yeah.
Don't have to tell me, buddy.
I'm not
But you are. You just
Well,
did. You just
tell-
did.
telling the listeners and Greg because he hasn't picked it up.
Wait, people are
No,
listening to this?
I'm going to pick it up.
Yeah.
I just
yeah.
It's only
You know.
$10. It's
I
worth
know.
it.
But I told you last week I'm waiting until I'm ready to buy a new game.
Dude, yeah.
And
I'm trying to do the
now-
same thing. I'm
Now
trying.
Wonder Boy's coming out, so
Hmm.
Yeah. And then Mario Kart and Puyo Puyo
no, I'm not
Tetris.
buying Mario Kart again.
You're
No?
not buying Mario
No.
Kart?
I'd love to have it, but I'm not spending full price on a game that all I'm getting is a battle mode and a couple new characters. No, sorry,
Hmm.
no. I mean, if
But
I,
have the
I can see if you skip the Wii U, which I know a lot of people did,
sure.
then it's a great
Right.
game. Yes, it's like a must buy. Go get it. It's one of the greatest. It's the best Mario Kart game ever made.
Yeah.
But I mean, I played a ton of it on the Wii U like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not buying it again for full price. No effing way.
I think
Wow,
Mario Kart 8 came
jeez.
out in 2013.
Whatever. I played it for a long.
Not a
No,
year
but
ago.
I played it for. It was a good game, and I played it for a long time. You know, like
Yeah.
great to pick up and play. And they were adding the new content with the different tracks and the different characters, and
Yeah.
it was worth it, right?
Oh, hell
Um,
yeah.
And it is still worth buying. Don't get me wrong, but not if you've played a ton of it already on the Wii U.
You gonna pick up Puyo Puyo Tetris?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. A big
I'm
Tetris
waiting-
fan, not a big Puyo Puyo fan, so I'm not sure.
Same here. Same here.
Yeah.
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 Puyo Puyo just never really clicked with me.
No, I've never been good at the color matching well puzzle games.
Yeah.
Just I don't know why. I just can't. I'm not fast enough.
Not even
For the-
like Tetris Attack or Puzzle
No.
League.
No,
No?
I've always been terrible at them. I
Oh,
tried. I try to like them. I've just never been able to get good at them. Like even like a Super Puzzle Fighter, like cool little game, but I was always awful at it.
I was always awful at that one for
Hmm.
whatever reason.
Which one?
But
Super
Puzzle
Puzzle Fighter.
Oh, I was pretty good at Puzzle Fighter, actually.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Been a long time since I played a Puyo Puyo game, so I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Tetris, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
Yeah. Mean Bean Machine was a great game. I owned that.
Kirby's Avalanche.
Still own that. And Kirby's Avalanche too.
Yep.
Alrighty. Should we talk about some tweets?
Let's tweet it up.
Tweet, 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 tweet.
All right. Let's
Before you
do
get
this.
started, I've got something to show everybody.
What's that?
Uh-oh.
The hybrid Sega CD 32X
Oh.
Fahrenheit game.
Whoa.
I just happen to have it sitting here, so I'm showing it.
Nice.
You better.
You
You
gonna
better.
make a- huh? What's that?
32X Night Trap
Oh my goodness.
Oh, baby.
Nice.
in the cardboard box. That's when you knew it was classy.
That's
Yeah.
right.
All right, we're done. Go
Fantastic.
ahead.
Have you played that at all?
I played all that stuff.
Is the 32X version of Night Trap any different, or is it like larger
A
video?
lot
or
more
anything?
color. Yeah, larger video, a lot more colors.
Yeah. Because the 3DO version.
Dana Plato. It's Dana Plato's Ghost.
Oh, too soon.
Really?
Wow.
Too
Going
soon. Man, oh man.
See, I did that for Benjamin Rivers is watching in the chat, and I basically showed the Sega CD games off for him because I knew he'd get really excited about it. So
Oh, okay.
There you go. There you go. All right. Hacker alias Ickboy says, seems Ethan and CJ are liking Has Been Heroes. Me too. Before this game, what's the last badly reviewing game that you liked? For me, it was probably Blue Dragon.
Badly reviewed game that I liked.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd have to.
I love Batman Returns on the Sega CD. I love Sewer Shark. Those are
yeah,
old. I really liked what was the name of it? Shoot.
I like the Dynasty and Samurai Warriors games.
Oh, there you
true.
go.
That's a winner right there.
Those don't review well.
There was
Yeah.
a game that I gave a really great score to in EGM one time, and Shane Bettenhausen wanted to kill me. It was a GTA clone by Activision.
Oh. It wasn't Sleeping Dogs, but it was like the...
It was the game. It was the series that became Sleeping Dogs.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, crap.
Yes. I only
the
found out
name
about
of
that
it?
recently that it became Sleeping Dogs.
What's the? Is it LA something?
LA. Yes. LA. What is it called? I'm going to figure this out.
Is there like a dragon involved? with
Crime.
it?
True
True
Crime.
Crime. LA.
Yes.
Yeah.
I loved True Crime LA. And
Streets
I
of
think I
LA.
gave it a 10. In
Really?
EGM.
Really?
Yes. Yes. And Shane was the review editor at the time because that was actually after I'd left and he wanted to kill me.
Wow.
We argued over that for a full month.
Man.
I love that Blair Farrell pointed out it's True Crime, yeah. Which I had no idea that had become Sleeping Dogs. But anyway,
Huh.
loved it. I had such a good time with that game and nobody else seemed to really like it.
Hmm.
At least nobody who reviewed it.
Luigi's Mansion, when that came out.
Oh, yes.
People
Oh, yeah.
did not like that game, and I loved it.
Well, people didn't
I
like
think
it
people didn't like it because it wasn't Mario.
It wasn't
Yeah.
a 3D Mario
They
game.
expected a Mario game. I like Nintendo Land. People don't
You
like
weren't Yeah, well, that's because you're weird. But
that.
people didn't give Luigi's Mansion a chance because you're not weird for liking that game. That was just a great game.
Yeah, it is a great game. Continues to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hacker alias Gaming Tweets 64. What did the big three have to do this year to win E3?
Show some games.
Yeah, seriously.
Show some games. Yeah.
That's always the answer.
Yeah, I mean E3 nowadays, often the big reveals are stuff that is so far out though. Right?
Or something we all knew about.
Or it's something that it's so obvious that it's going to happen. Like I want to see some new stuff that we don't already know about. That we couldn't even conceive of, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I think Microsoft in particular needs to do that. Microsoft needs to
Yes.
show something that no one's expecting.
Yes, absolutely.
Nintendo just needs to show something to build more confidence in their library beyond November.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sony honestly can just keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'd like to see a Metroid from Nintendo, but that's still kind of expected. I want to see something. I mean, we have ARMS. I want to see more new stuff like Splatoon and ARMS from Nintendo.
Know what they need to do? I was having a conversation with somebody this week, and they made a great point. I was a game designer from another company around here. Do you remember that AM2R project they shut down?
Yes.
They should just buy that and release it.
Hmm.
What's the chance
They don't
actually
have to
do
buy
that,
it. They
though?
should just release. The chance is zero. But they should
Zero,
just, they should
exactly.
just make it an official. They should do what Sega did, right? They should just make it an official thing and release it, or
That'd be pretty cool.
hire the people that did it and say, okay, here's what you need to do to make this a releasable project.
Or they should just do that themselves.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Just do that.
Any of the above.
Right. Yeah.
Because it was just such a great. If you haven't tried it, I think you can't get it officially anymore. But
Right.
A2MR, or AM2R. Sorry, I don't know what it is. A2MR or AM2R.
Another Metroid 2
Always
remake.
Thank you. It was a remake of the Game Boy game Metroid 2, but using Super Nintendo visuals and sound, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Everyone should play it. It's really good.
Yeah, I'd like to see them do something like that. I mean, I played on the Virtual Console Zero Mission and Fusion and loved those.
Mhm.
I have barely played the Game Boy Metroid 2 game. Like,
It's not very good.
yeah.
The character's way too big. The screen's way too small.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
just not a very good game.
yeah.
I played through that game back in the day.
I'd
I
love
mean,
to see
you're right.
them.
Yeah.
Do we think they're going to do their whole Mario Maker, Smash Brothers? Are they going to do
think so.
more Wii U ports?
I think that'll be a cornerstone. Yes.
Yeah. I'd love
But-
to see new Animal Crossing too.
That would be huge. Pokemon. Another Pokemon.
Yeah, and the rumors
Switch,
before the
right?
Switch reveal was that we'd see Pokemon Stars for the Switch.
Stars.
Who knows if that thing's real? But
Virtual Console or whatever they're going to be replacing Virtual Console with. Obviously, they're going to need to talk about that at E3. I feel like they're waiting to talk about that at E3.
yeah, the details of the online service, how that'll work.
Yeah.
I think people sort of grabbed hold of the whole I'm going to need a mobile phone to do this thing, and they
That's a pretty good voice, CJ.
like Nintendo needs to explain what they mean by that
What
and
the hell
if,
they mean by that?
if it's going to be a good experience or not, or what that is. So, yeah,
I would love it if somebody from Nintendo got up on the stage and said, "Actually, it's not going to be a good experience."
this is not going to be good. But
This is
bear with
terrible.
us.
It's like the director's commentary for the Postman. Oh God, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm so sorry. Oh God, what did I don't even know. I'm so sorry.
Funny. Alrighty. Hacker alias Mathman1024 says project sales if Scorpio price is $500 to $600. For that price, one could buy a Switch with Zelda, Mario, Mario Kart 8, and Splatoon 2.
I don't even know. I don't pay attention to the numbers that the consoles sell now.
I don't
So
either.
I wouldn't even know where to start.
To me, it really depends on what type of market they're trying to go for with this, right?
Yeah.
Like if they are trying to go for the top end, the people who really care about graphics and frame rate, they kind of can't skimp out, right? Like,
And I
you're
think
not
that's
gonna-
what's happening.
you're not going to want to plunk down $500, $600 and get like a standard controller. You almost want the elite controller or you want a really well-made box. So they're clearly not, I think, going to try to compete with the PS4 Pro, because really if they tried to, PS4 Pro could just do a price drop. So it's going to be really interesting to me just how they position this thing. I think they're trying to position it as a new top end for video game consoles. Like this is all, you could buy a PC with a graphics card and get this stuff. But if you don't want to deal with all that, you can just get this and you know that it's top of the line,
Mm.
right? So
Yes.
in that market, I don't know how big that market is. This is sort of a new approach. So, and I don't believe Sony is dividing up PS4 Pro and PS4 sales. So it's hard to even kind of guesstimate it from that.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't even know where to start with it, really.
And to me, the PS4 and Xbox markets are different from the Switch in so many ways. Just because the Switch is a completely different
People are less
offering.
crazy.
It's a different value proposition. Because yeah, you could say, well, for the price of a PS4, you can buy an Xbox 360 used from GameStop and get all these games. Like it's not the same thing. It's not targeting the same person. That's what I'm trying to say.
So CJ,
Yeah.
What are you trying to say?
I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. Hacker Alias Giveaway Ryu says, would any of you be interested in a dedicated remote play device for PS4, keeping all the DualShock features and adding a screen?
Sure.
I think.
Maybe. No, you know what? No, because I can't see it working. I have most of my games on physical media for the PS4.
Yeah.
I can't see it being big enough to play that.
But you could, with that, you could have the physical disc in your PS4 and play it remotely.
But then are you sort of stuck with the same situation you've got with your Vita at this point?
Yeah, kind of.
Yes, you are. But I believe that is where this question is going, though, right? A remote play device. So you would still need to have a Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah, no, if it was just something like that, no, I'm not interested in that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't have to fight for my screen like that, so.
True.
I mean, I do have to fight for my screen like that, but I'm still not interested because I have a Vita and I have a PlayStation TV, and those devices could do those things. To me, remote play is a great idea that is held back by the crappy Wi-Fi chip with the PS4 in general, and then the crappy Wi-Fi chip in the Vita. I played Fallout 4 in remote play, and that was fine, but I think the latency is too much, even if you're on your home network, for remote play to really be a thing. They would have to really fix up how remote play works and make the latency really, really short for that type of device to be worth it. And even then, I think you're talking about a seriously limited market.
Yeah, I would agree.
And I just turned on Siri by saying that.
That's hilarious. Usually it's me and my Xbox. Which, by the way, they changed it to Cortana now.
Yeah.
I don't even understand it anymore. I don't even know how to make it work now. I miss my old commands. Being one of the few people in the world that actually use them sometimes.
I think you can switch it back, though, in the settings.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah.
I may have to try that because Cortana and I just don't get along.
Okay. Let's see. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias Pinball RJ, who says, is Sega back between Yakuza 0, Persona 5, and what might be the first good Sonic game in 24 years, Sonic Mania?
And Puyo Puyo Tetris.
Yeah,
don't forget that.
That's a pretty strong lineup, got to say. Making the assumption that Sonic Mania is going to be good. And I mean, the new Sonic game they showed too sure looks like a new Sonic game. Not sure excited about that, but I mean, it looked pretty. It looked,
Yeah.
but it looked like going to play like every other new Sonic game.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, pretty nice lineups for sure. Some good games
Yeah.
there. I guess they're back. I
Sure.
don't know. When are they going to release Dreamcast 2? That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Or
we got
Mini
that
Genesis.
mini Genesis coming.
Yeah.
Look forward to that not being grid.
Mm. Yeah.
I have a spot for it right on my entertainment center,
Excellent.
right next to my full-size Genesis. Oh, somehow I just turned Rayman Legends on. I guess the Kinect is still working.
What?
When
You
I
said
said
Cortana so many times.
this, I must have said something that sounded like Rayman, because Rayman Legends just started up.
Isn't the future awesome where you have all these voice command
God damn it!
things that, yeah. And now you're playing Rayman Legends?
Well, it started up on its own. I'm not doing any. I ain't doing nothing.
Okay. Wow.
Rayman off. Rayman turn off.
That's right. All right.
Man.
Hacker alias Apoc Reg says,
My
should
favorite Star
Nintendo
Wars character.
should Nintendo have made the Pro Controller more advanced modules that could still fit on in portable mode or in the grip?
No, I don't think so. Because I think that they needed to create a controller that kind of fixed the problem I keep talking about, which is that the Joy-Cons in a grip don't feel as good as a real nice,
Yeah.
well-designed controller.
Right.
It's true.
I do think I would be interested in a Joy-Con that had a proper D-pad.
Yeah.
That is a thing. I don't know that I'd want to spend $50 on one, but
Well, you only have to buy one half of it, right? I guess that would probably be
That's
$50
$50, isn't it?
Canadian.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I want to spend that, but I would be interested in that because depending on what they do for any kind of virtual console solution, or even things like Blaster Master and now Wonder Boy, and I'm sure a myriad of games that are going to come out
Mhm.
could probably use a D-pad, and you'll still want to play those portably. So
Oddly enough, with Blaster Master Zero, I've mostly been using the analog stick, and I haven't had any problems with it. Normally, I don't like to use the analog stick for games that are like classic style that really play better with the digital pad. But for some reason, Blaster Master Zero, for me anyway, works really well with the analog stick.
Weird.
I could see Blaster Master working really well in the overhead portions with an analog stick.
It does.
That makes sense to me.
And I guess the platforming isn't really all that difficult in Blaster Master to begin with.
Spoken like someone who never played the original game.
Seriously.
I played like two stages. I mean, I don't know what I played up to, but I only rented that
Ugh.
game back in the day. I only rented it.
Ugh.
Okay.
Should I ask for it for your birthday?
I did own
Anticipation.
Anticipation.
What is
I
this
owned it.
crap?
I did own
crap?
Anticipation.
See, that's your problem.
Hacker Alias. Let's wrap up with this one. Hacker Alias, knee first one says, would you be okay with Virtual Console going away if it were replaced by physical releases similar to the Seiken Densetsu collection? That, of course, is gathering all the Secret of Mana games, or basically
Right.
1, 2, and 3 into
Mhm.
one package as a physical release, only in Japan right now. So, and 3 never came out here.
I'm a fan. I've always been a fan of stuff like this because a lot of those games are old enough now that it's not a simple matter to play them anymore.
Yeah.
Being able to have it on physical media is definitely for me more desirable than having it just be downloads. I mean, like the after, what is it called? The Saturday morning collection or the after? What's that Disney one called?
Disney Afternoon.
Afternoon
Well,
collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want that on physical media if I can get it. I would be okay with it, although I'd be curious about the price because it seems like it would constantly have to be bundled. The nice thing about Virtual Console was you could go spend like, I don't know what, $5 to $10 to $15 on a single game,
Right.
Yep.
as opposed to being forced to buy a bundle. so that so that they could justify putting it on physical media. So I mean, there'd be a downside to it for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm still a fan of it.
Yeah, I like getting the physical discs, like the Sonic's Ultimate Genesis collection thing, because it had historical stuff on it too. I really like those collections when they have something extra to them,
Yeah,
and not
absolutely.
just the games.
Yeah.
Right? Those are the best of the retro collections have been that way. Rare Replay is excellent, an excellent collection, in large part because of that that stuff.
I think you hit the nail on the head there. Like when you have them bundled like that, you want something extra.
Yeah.
Whereas so that's where I think the Virtual Console lives in a nice place too, because it's you don't get any bells and whistles. You literally just get the ROM, but you get to play whenever you want. So, and it's cheap-ish.
Yes.
And I mean, who's going to bundle Urban Champion with something? I mean, how are you going to get your Urban Champion?
Gonna pay extra. Gonna pay top dollar,
right,
for your Urban Champion
collection.
They should bundle Urban Champion and Pro Wrestling together.
They just need to release a USB adapter for the eCard reader for your Switch.
Finally.
And then you'll have
The
Urban
peripheral
Champion.
everybody's
Four
been waiting
little
for.
cardboard cards. I have my copy sitting right there on its 4 cards.
Pro Wrestling? Or
Hang on a second. Yeah, hang on.
Okay.
They did Pro Wrestling for the e-card?
I don't think so.
Or Urban Champion? I know they did Urban Champion.
Yeah, of course they did Urban Champion.
Nintendo has some like weird thing for Urban Champion.
Yeah. I don't understand it.
Yeah. I'd really
Jeremy
like the
Parrish.
Popeye arcade machine or arcade game.
Good luck with that.
Yeah,
Jeremy
that's never
Parrish
happening.
Just
But
did Urban
this is-
Champion on Good Intentions not too
This
long
is a-
ago.
Did you really?
Mhm.
This is a treat for anyone watching the live stream.
Are you gonna swipe your e-card?
No, I don't have it set up, but I can show you my cardboard copy of Excite Bike.
Ooh, yeah.
Look at that.
There it is.
Excite Bike on
There it
cardboard.
is.
Those cards were cool. They had nice art on them.
They
I don't
did.
know. There's something about
Yeah.
it. Looks nice.
Yeah.
It did have nice art, right?
That's what I'm
Yeah, I
saying.
had my,
And then
I had my-
and then the game on the back had little tips and tricks and
Yep.
Yeah.
those little the little barcodes at the top and bottom is what you would swipe into the e-card reader. So it looks like you had to swipe 8 times. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. There are 5 Excite Bike cards. 10
there you go.
times to play Excite Bike.
10 swipes.
Small price.
So
to
cool,
pay
though.
for Excite Bike.
Yeah,
They
it
have
was
tennis and pinball and golf and Urban Champion, right? Look at that.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yikes.
Urban Champion E.
Ice climbers, baseball, balloon fight, Donkey Kong Jr., 3, Clue Land. Oh, man. I'm getting my e-card reader out tonight.
The, I really liked the extra levels they did for Mario.
Yeah, I got
yeah,
a few
with
of those
the-
in here, too. And I've got a lot of
Which-
Pokemon cards. They did Pokemon cards for this thing, too.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, they did.
Which the extra levels for Mario are actually in the Wii U Virtual Console version of the GBA.
Yes.
Mario Advance, something like
That's
that.
pretty cool. Ooh, I have
Yeah.
a foil Pokemon card here. And they also did cards for stuff in Animal Crossing.
Yep.
They did a lot of cool stuff with this thing, and almost nobody's even heard of it.
They
Did
did
you,
a Mario Party game for the e-card reader that's actually really quite fun.
Oh, yeah. That's
Really?
right.
Yeah.
Mhm. Do you have
We should
the
have a whole episode in the e-card reader.
Game and Watch game? There was
This
a-
one?
there- Let's see.
Is it upside
Yep.
down? Manhole.
Yep. Yep. There it is.
That was the top card on my pile, actually.
And do you have the I think it was a Kirby card they gave away at E3?
No, I do not have that.
Oh,
I was
Poor
really,
shame.
really into this stuff, but after a while, it was just that stuff that Nintendo was sending me. Like, I was never into Pokemon, so all these Pokemon cards I have, I didn't buy these. They were sent to me.
oh, okay.
So, but I did buy the little packs, the little foil packs with the games in them.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, it was the there was like a promo pack of cards they gave away at E3. That
Cool.
had the Kirby card in there.
I was
Yeah.
never big on collecting stuff like that for some reason.
Really?
All right.
Yeah,
So
it had
when-
manhole. Okay, yeah, I just looked it up. It had two Pokemon trading cards. It had the manhole game, and then it had the Kirby card. And you
I
could
don't.
scan
I
it.
don't
and
think I have it.
you could scan it and potentially win a prize.
Oh no, I definitely don't have it.
Okay,
There you go.
But I do have a fair amount of Pokemon cards.
nice.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1 Podcast on the Twitter, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our email addresses, our blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Seward.
Yeah, I got to get another one of those started soon.
Yes, you should. You'll find Generation 16 episodes.
I'm almost done finishing the next segment, so it's happening. Stuff's happening.
Nice.
The wheels are in motion.
Yep.
You'll find show notes on each of our episodes with relevant links to the things and games that we talk about on the show, as well as information on Scoopfest Vegas 17. This is that thing happening in Las Vegas the weekend of September 23rd, where we're going to be live. We're doing a live show in front of an audience for the first time.
I'm so scared.
Along with a bunch of other podcasters and Matt and Mattingly's Ice Cream Social. They were very kind to invite us to this thing. So you should come along and check it out and come play video games with
Watch
us.
the beautiful train wreck that it will be.
Watch the fun as it unfolds. And you will find on player1podcast.com a message board where you can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you'd like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by going to the iTunes Music Store. While you're at the iTunes Music Store, you can also invest $1.99.
Cheap.
Pick up the Player One Podcast iPhone application. Gives you one-touch communication with us via the emails, the Twitters, the what have you. You also have all of our episodes ready to stream right to your listening device. And hey, Android cell phone, telephone users, the Player One Podcast iPhone application is available for your listening device as well for that same $1.99.
Also cheap.
You'll find that right over there at the Amazon Android Marketplace. We're also on Stitcher Radio. You can like us on Facebook. You can check us out live most weeks, as well as watch archives of our show at the youtubes.com/P1Podcast. And if you've liked what you've heard, and how could you can head over to patreon.com/P1Podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. It keeps CJ drowning in sponsored baseball caps.
I really don't know what you're talking about at all.
Once you got that, oh, there's a PlayStation. Wow. There's a Nintendo one, buddy.
I already showed that last week, right?
Oh yeah, your
trucker
Switch
cap.
Your Make Nintendo Great Again hat.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, got my Xbox cap on here.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
And if you have a couple bucks left over, head over to generation-16.com. You'll find a Patreon link to help support Greg Seward's fantastic show about North America's favorite second banana, the Sega Genesis.
Look forward to the Genesis Mini.
Coming soon in mini form.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going to be terrible.
Yep. Can't wait.
Yes. Oh, you know what I got today?
What did you got today?
I bought a toy today. Look at this. I took my
How's
son
that
to...
different from any other day?
Well, never mind. You're right.
What toy did you get, Phil?
I took my son to Toys R Us to spend some money that he had earned, and I found, look at this, in
I love those things.
A little blind box vinyl figure from the good folks at Funko.
Yep.
You can get, I think this was like $7 or $8. There you go. If you're watching to the YouTube at home,
So they're video game based characters for anyone who can't see what we're
video
talking
game based characters. You could,
Yep.
it's all random packed. You could get Pac-Man, Blinky, Ms. Pac-Man, Pinky, Cubert, Coily, Centipede, Mega Man, Frogger, Dig Dug, Puka or Figar.
Which character doesn't really fit that group?
Yeah, I know, right?
Mega Man
some
just sticks
reason-
out like a sore thumb there.
For some reason, Mega Man's in there. I love me some Mega Man, but
Not really
why-
classic arcade character.
why is Mega Man in this collection of mostly Namco? Obviously, you have Centipede in there with Atari, but it's all blind box. But I got Blinky.
Nice.
I got a little Blinky. I was kind of hoping for Dig Dug, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's in this
So
particular
there's no Rally X?
no Rally X.
Lame.
Sorry,
Phil,
Sorry.
you were giving in to gambling mechanics.
That's right.
well,
Gotcha mechanics.
it was funny.
Are those blind boxes spend capped or
As we were walking out of the Toys R Us,
Only
You know,
in
they
terms
have
of how
those-
many capsules they have in the machine.
they have those little capsule machines there, and Finn wanted to drop 50 cents into one. So I did take a picture of Finn buying a capsule toy, and then took a picture of my little blind box and tweeted it over to Ethan, just to taunt him that we are
just to be a dick?
engaging in gotcha mechanics. So, and he actually had a response for me as well.
But this is a family show and you can't read that on here.
Now he says, I know you're joking, but it can't be compared because the absorption rate is different. You
Oh,
can't spend
Jesus.
thousands.
Oh my god.
I love that he knows I'm joking, which obviously I was, but then starts giving me the actual his actual
The
response.
spiel.
Yeah, cracks me up. Cracks me up.
All right.
Mhm.
Okay.
Let's bring this to a close.
CJ,
Yeah. Huh?
thank you so much.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you so much. Greg,
Yo.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Phil.
Excellent. And everyone at home, thank you most
The
of all.
most. Yes.
Mhm. Yeah. You're the true fourth chair of the
True.
Player One podcast, you folks at home. Okay.
Playing the home game.
Next week,
Yeah. Huh?
okie dokie.
Let's do it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Don't forget, of course, if you're watching the live stream, you can tweet an episode title to us at P1 Podcast. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be anything that we talked about on the show. Just have fun with it. Just tweet whatever you want.
It could be, for instance, fart noodles.
Fart
Fart
Noodles
Noodles.
is a perfectly acceptable possible show title.
Mm-hmm.
You can get you can possibly win a code for Out of the Park Baseball.
Yeah.
I'm
There
going to
you go.
stop recording now.
Oh yeah.
I
I'm
already
gonna do the same.
did.
I'm gonna do the same.
We're in the after show now, bitches.
What episode number was
Gee,
this?
whoa.
544.
544.
Yeah.
544. Okay.
544.
Excuse me.
Let's see. Export audio.
Yeah.
Are we still live?
We're still
We are.
live.
So they're
Can't start talking
hearing
with listeners yet.
they're hearing all the exciting stuff.
They're the exciting stuff that happens after the
5-4.
show.
5-4. Hold on. Backspace 4. Save. Okay. Exporting the entire project as wave.
Well, now I'm going to hit stop broadcast because once we start
Parenthetical.
uploading, we'll all start
I'm not-
roboting.
I'm not uploading right now. I'm exporting. I'm converting at the moment. So,
I think Urban Champion was only 4 cards.
well, Urban Champion was only 4
No, I'm
out
wrong.
of 10.
It was 5.